getting started with my budget spreadsheet. Hey, this is Tom's Tech Show, and today's day and age, prices going up, everything going up. You need to manage and keep track of your money more than ever before. There's some simple ways out of it. Probably the major thing would be to open up oil drilling and stuff in the United States. But with this current administration, I don't think that's going to happen because they got their heads up their patootie. So we need to manage our money. So I have a spreadsheet. It's a Google Sheet that I've been using for quite a while. Just has helped me out a lot. So I thought I would share that. It makes kind of sense of how money flows and everything through a month, and kind of in a TikTok, not to use the word TikTok, in a TikTok fashion. So you have first of the month bills and payments that you make, and middle of the month bill kind of payment that you make. I do get paid. One of my jobs pays every 2 weeks. The other one pays 1st and 15th. So, and Google money just comes in whenever it happens to flow in from YouTube. So, yes, I'm making millions. No, I'm not. I'm making, $100 here and there, which is fine. Which I'm not really doing this for money, but it's nice to help people out and then get some kind of reward for that, right? So here, this sheet, I start up here in this corner when I'm working on it. Whether I start, what am I planning for? So this is kind of a pre-planning thing. So when I get towards like the 25th or whatever of the month, I'll set this to my mortgage flag there and say, okay, we're going to plan for this. What's that going to look like? And set it to mortgage. This is with the balance of my checking account here. And then that's my paycheck and whether that paycheck has cleared the bank. Okay. So, and then if I have any checks outstanding, then I put them in this box with the check number, who it was written to, and the amount. I write checks once every year, maybe. So that's why those boxes are not very big. So I come down here and I look here, right up here, this top of this box here. I've got my paycheck that's going to be coming in, my current account balance, which I've set up here and set up here on the top. These are automatically filled in. And I have the bills that I'm going to pay. So I'm going to say, yes, I'm going to pay the mortgage. And then I'm going to pay, $300 on one of the credit cards. Okay, so if I do that, then after my paycheck clears and everything gets paid, at the end of that cycle, after all that goes through, there'll be $1,350 in this scenario. Because it looks like it should add up, right? There's 2,000, 1,000, there's 1,200 and 300. Wait, that isn't 1,350? No, I've deducted these checks from that balance down there. So I always know, okay, this is what's left. So if one of these checks up here decides to clear and I just kind of remove it, then my balance down here on the bottom goes up because that check has now cleared the bank. Okay, so once I get, okay, that's the beginning of the month, and say, so we get to being the first of the month and my paycheck has cleared the bank, then I come up here and say, yes, my paycheck is cleared, and then I get a new balance in my checking account. And then that shows again down here the $1,450 that we had before. Now, if I had spent some money or done something else, so that this was like $2,750 instead of that, then I would see, okay, now there's $1,200 left. But what this is also doing, if you're seeing, that's the first of the month, but it's also looking ahead to the middle of the month, even though it's set on the first of the month. So this $1,200 here is translated over here to this account balance for the middle of the month. So that's not this balance. So the checking account balance comes down here when we're in the first of the month, and it flows through this first set of columns to the bottom here. And then that goes looking ahead forward to the middle of the month. So, and I've got bills to pay, so I'm going to pay my electrical bill. My internet is automatically paid on that credit card. We're going to pay some car insurance. That says T-Mobile, but we can just put cell phone. And often that's, you know, auto paid on. I'm going to lower the cell phone bill a little bit. Boom! Wouldn't it be nice if it were that easy to just go in and type a number and your cell phone bill would be lowered? Amazing, wouldn't it? Okay, so you can see some of these things are being color coded. So also down here, have to pay for the truck and pay for the car in the car payments. Now, as you can see, this is saying that after the middle of the month, there'll be $2,200. So I can actually pay, you know, pay say $1,000 on my Visa card. Great. So if you see this $1,000 here, you see a couple of numbers over here that are for credit card kind of tracking. So here's the available balance on my credit card, which is from up here. This is where I keep track of kind of all the credit cards and balances and stuff. So that's that. And I'm going to pay $1,000 on it, and I've got a $60 and $100 automatic payment coming out of there. So that's going to tell me at the bottom I should have $78.50 available credit on the card. So that helps you see, I'm using that to see, are the automatic payments going on that credit card making it go in the wrong direction? Because if you're not paying enough on the card and you have all these things automatically, you've got all these streaming services and internet services, cell phone services, all these things that you set up to automatically pay on your credit card. Is this going in the right direction? Right? Is this number on the bottom here higher than this one? Because it should be, so that you can keep your credit card paid down. Okay. So that's like a typical month that gets set up. And the other thing that happens that this spreadsheet can also do is, so if I get to where I'm going to be paying the bills and I want to be planning for the next mortgage payment, and what I'm going to do, I come up here and I set this to bills, and see this blue bar just moved. So I say mortgage and the blue bar is in the front. I say bills, boom, blue bar is over here. So, and this number here, the account balance, is now the balance up here, and this account balance is my future balance. So now we're going the other way. The middle of the month are what's current, and it's looking forward to the first of the month. So as you continue on and go through the different months, it moves forward. Right? So whatever that blue bar is over is what's going to be current, and the next part on whichever side it's on is going to be the future. So say we just passed the 1st of March. So now we'll be looking at what I'm going to be paying in like March 15th. So then this first of the month would be what we're paying in April. So this would be middle of March, would be April. So once it gets to be, like February or March 25th, and I switch this to mortgage, then this would be April 1st, and this over here would be the middle of the month would be April 15th. So it keeps flowing back and forth. We can keep doing that over and over again. And, once I pay for something, that doesn't always go through the bank right away. So every time I come in here, I go update my checking account balance, and then I'll say, so maybe my checking account balance is now $1,200. Well, now I'm minus $350 down here. I need to fix that because that should be red. But I can say, you can send it, say sent, and then when it gets down here, you can say cleared, and then it goes green, and it's done. So now it no longer is here, and this we can say cleared, and boom, that's done, and then we have our balance done. So this helps you, especially in the middle of the month, as you've paid things. Okay, I've updated my account balance. This down here, let me fix these. Right here, we'll go Format, Conditional Formatting. Say these if text is less than 0, make it red with white text. Done. Okay. So now we could see this down here says minus 850. Well, if I had been paying things and I sent this electrical bill, and then that electrical bill I see cleared the bank account, and I see that my car payments had cleared the bank account, and this Visa payment had cleared, well, now I see that I actually have 950 available, even though maybe the car insurance hasn't cleared. So as we go through, it's helping you to see what's actually going to be your bottom line checking balance. Now we don't use our checking for like a day-to-day, buying groceries and everything. We'll use the credit card, pay it off, credit card, pay it off, so that we get the miles, right? You want to get the travel miles and stuff so you can fly places and do things. So all of this kind of remains, not much goes in and out of the checking account as for, groceries and gas and things like that. That's all on the credit card, and it gets paid off every time. So that's this Visa card that gets paid off every time, or it could be one of the other ones. However you work your money back and forth. But this is kind of how we do it. It's still up here. So if you see, this is 1200 minus 200, and that says 950 down here. Why does it say 950? Because this check up here is still outstanding. This check 502 to DMV, actually, for Florida, and it's the tax collector. So that would still be there and be produced. Now when that goes away, then that goes back to 1,000. So yeah, so this is where I would put checks like 501. Check 501 went to tax collector, and it was $120. So that's going to be taken out of the balance. That's at the balance of the current active part of the month. So I tried to build in all this stuff. I also have this up here that's kind of a handy thing for me to see this monthly auto pay. So it gives me a total of all that auto pay stuff so that I know when I'm paying the card, I need to pay at least enough to cover all of the auto pay items. There's a lot of color coding in here. So like the credit cards, if I put my limits here and that will be the balance, I just put in what's available here. So if I change that to 4,800, it shows that, okay, it's, better, depending on, what the balance is. It gives me kind of, oh, I need to pay more on that. I need to pay more on that because of what the balance is. And it helps me out as I move along. So I'm going to post this up and share it out so that you can make a copy of it and do, if it will help you to manage your money and do kind of a budget as you move along, then that's great. And let me know if there's some other things that you questions about, want to add it to it. I'm constantly, about every year, like the first of the year, January 1st, I'll go through, maybe make a copy of it and redo it because many things change in budgets as they go along, stuff. But that's kind of how we run our finances. Of course, none of those numbers are actually the real numbers, but it kind of gives you an idea how you could set up something simple in a spreadsheet, free, that you can see how your money flows. And to make sure that, if I pay these bills and I pay this much, maybe you're doing something and you can see, well, I can pay extra on a credit card. I can pay this down a little more. One other thing that I have on here also is right here is I have the interest rates of the credit cards. It's important to know what those interest rates are because you need to pay down. If you have credit cards, you need to pay down the higher interest rate cards first. So, yeah. All right, well, there we go. That's the budget thing. And if you got any comments, like you say, you want me to, I'm going to post this. And if you want to make a copy of it and start using it or adjust it for yourself and let everybody else know about what you're doing with it, great. If you got any suggestions, you want me to update this somehow, that will help you because you're not quite sure how to make it work, then let me know and I'll see what I can do about adjusting it and making it help you. All right, there we go. Keep your budget straight. All right, thanks for watching. Take care.